Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we got our first official look at Season 1 gameplay for Battlefield 6. Of course, the Season 1 update, the very first major content update and gameplay update for Battlefield 6 is coming on October 28th. We've already seen some of the content previewed through their little roadmap that they revealed a little bit ago, but today we actually got the official gameplay trailer and some extended details to go through and break down as well. So we've got a little bit to break down here. Let's go through and let's watch this trailer. It's about 1 minute and 55 seconds long. I have no idea if I'm going to have to mute this for copyright music or what. Contains a mixture of cinematic and gameplay footage here. Let's see what we got. Little flare gun. Battlefield 6 Season 1. So Blackwell Fields, first multiplayer map, does have like full vehicle support. We got the choppers overhead. Little G36 action there. And we got Eastwood. I'm really excited for Eastwood. I think this is going to be a sick map. Again, chopper support here. Takes place in like a suburb community on a golf course. Pretty sure that's also a part of the Battle Royale map as well. And yes, I will have to mute the audio because it's definitely copyrighted. Then more vehicle gameplay. Very open map it looks like there. A couple of buildings, but then Blackwell Fields especially looks open as well. We'll go through, we'll frame by frame some stuff as well. We might do a slow-mo rewatch too. Gotta get the initial reactions in though. Little combat roll, saw that one coming. Epic trailer stuff, new maps. New modes. Of course, that's actually like the whole, we'll rewind a little bit there. The new modes there, that is like the 4v4 S&D style mode here. I'm really curious to see what that's all about. I think that's got a lot of potential. New weapons here as well. Also gonna be very exciting. We didn't get any teasers for Battle Royale in this? Maybe something at the end? Or are we only getting MP stuff? No, I think they're just going MP stuff. Okay. Then, of course, the Phantom Edition promotion, everything like that. Anything at the end. There's a few extra seconds here. Nope. Okay, it's just teasing the other Battlefield videos. I thought maybe we'd get a little teaser or something here, but alas, we've just got the general trailer. So let's go through and let's actually frame by frame some of this. I'm going to go through and mute this for myself, but want to go through, we'll go on the playback speed, half speed real quick, and rewatch this a little bit and just point out various different elements of gameplay here, because even just on that initial watch through as I'm reacting, there's a couple of things I'm noticing with this that are kind of interesting. We can skip forward to the actual footage here a little bit rather than just the epic trailer intro cinematics. Of course, there's a lot to be revealed here still with Season 1, potentially like full details. They had their and more listed on their original roadmap picture as well. So we might get more blogs or updates throughout the week as well. Of course, stay tuned for everything going on there. As mentioned though, both Blackwell Fields and Eastwood support larger vehicle gameplay. So these are a bit larger of maps here, which obviously players are definitely wanting the more large scale classic Battlefield major map involvement there that fully supports vehicles. Two very different vibes though. You've got Blackwell Fields, which is very like hazy, very orange, and then Eastwood, which is very vibrant, very colorful. Big fan of that personally. I like the like contrast there for sure. Of course, you got the ladders, the destruction, pretty basic there. All things considered, using the incendiary grenade launcher. I know this trailer's capped because my incendiary grenade launcher has never gotten kills like that. That thing is so bad right now in the current balancing. That's crazy. But pretty standard trailer cinematics. You can see some action there. Nothing too crazy. It's definitely very, different from COD, where they sneak in every new weapon skin possible or every little bit of new, store content. This seems very gameplay oriented, very vehicle oriented as well. I think that's by design, showcasing that there's a lot of vehicle play on these two maps. Blackwell Fields, though, you can even tell through some of these fly-throughs here. This seems like it's going to be a crazy wide open map with very minimal cover. So those deployable covers might be a very advantageous thing. You can see, especially at the layout here, I'll go ahead and move the face cam a little bit. That looks to be, very wide open across this entire map. It's a couple of posts here and there, and then just fields with very minimal cover. So this could be a map you really got to be careful on as you're rotating. This might be a sniper haven, quite frankly, here, really geared around vehicles. Again, another look through there where it's just wide open fields there, basically. Eastwood, a little bit different, still seems open in some areas here, but then you have a lot of cover with blown up vehicles, the different houses and whatnot. Definitely offers a little bit more ability to rotate and actually be more safe, as opposed to Blackwell Fields. very wide open. Hillside cover a little bit here and there, but might be much more so up to you and your squad to make cover as you navigate around the map, doing the epic trailer again. I've had so many situations in game where I do a combat roll, get a kill, and it's like, I did a trailer. You got to get the cinematic action in there. Again, little overview. So like there certainly are wide open elements of Eastwood here on the golf course itself, but not nearly as much, it seems like, as Blackwood Fields. Then the new modes, the 4v4 mode, very excited to get hands on with that and see what that's about. And then our new weapons, we get to look at a couple of these as well. The rifles, the carbines and whatnot. A little bit of an inspect animation there as well. And then we actually get to look at some of the skins there if we rewind just a little bit into the new weapon section. It seemed like they showed off just one there. So basic skin. That one seems a little bit more advanced there with some of the gold plating and whatnot. Nothing too crazy, nothing too flashy, but still there nonetheless. And then you have, of course, again, the epic trailer cinematics with grenade launchers that don't seem this effective when I'm using them in game, but I also might just be completely misusing them in general. And then that's the cinematic. So pretty cool trailer, all things considered. Let's check out the other details that we now have as well. So Battlefield Bulletin did end up posting the key art here, so you get a look at some of the operators and some of the skins here as well that we'll likely see throughout the passes and whatnot if that ends up coming to fruition. And then just the general art of the season as well, with like the Eastwood design in LA there, since a lot of these maps are set in California, which of course lines up very nicely with the Battle Royale and everything, since that map's also set in California. But you of course don't really see anything in that trailer or any other of the main announcements here talking about the Battle Royale, which I find to be very convenient. They're very much so keeping it hush hush on the down low. You know, the shadow drop that's going into this essentially is what the hype is they're gonna not be, you know, super vocal about it, and they're not gonna market it and then say, boom, big surprise. That's not much of a surprise because it was in labs. Battle Royale is out, right? Modern Warzone did end up posting this a little bit earlier on, saying don't expect anything for Battle Royale related in today's season 1 trailer, and of course that came to fruition. BR launch is planned for the 28th of October still, and it'll be a shadow drop similar to Warzone with a trailer the day before, per my previous reports, which are still accurate to my knowledge. Modern Warzone's been pretty spot on with some of the early intel so far for the Battle Royale, having that original leaked date and everything going on there. So the current plan as we know it, based on all the leaks, all the rumors, is still for, yes, the major season 1 update to start on the 28th, but then also Battle Royale there as a surprise, which if it's going to be shadow dropped, we'll get that information just a day prior and then have all the hype going into that as well. So we'll keep an eye out on this for sure if anything ends up surfacing. We of course again have our general gameplay details and content details that we know of so far with the various different phases of season 1. The first one being Rogue Ops dropping on the 28th, which features the Strike Point mode, Blackwell Fields as a map, the Traverser Mark II vehicle, 3 weapons with the SOR 300C carbine rifle, the GGH-22 sidearm, and the Minifix sniper, and then also some new weapon attachments. And then phase 2, California Resistance with the mode Sabotage. Eastwood won't be live until November 18th for what it's worth, so just keep that expectation. On the 28th, you'll only be able to play Blackwell Fields as a new map there. No other access to the new maps yet, but then November 18th, Eastwood becomes available. Battle pickups as a feature, 2 more new weapons with the DB12 shotgun and the M357 trait sidearm, then another new weapon attachment. And then the 9th of December is kind of like the holiday update, the winter update with the Ice Lock version of Empire State, a new LTM. We'll probably get a separate trailer for all of this, considering that wasn't really mentioned in any of that trailer footage there or shown there. So that'll probably be its own thing in its own whole marketing system. But kind of interesting, they combined a bit of the Rogue Ops and California Resistance content into just the original gameplay trailer. But yeah, that being said, that is going to wrap things up for this one. That is our first official gameplay look at season 1 for Battlefield 6. Definitely very excited to get my hands on the new content, especially learn more about that Battle Royale for sure. So lots of stuff incoming here in the next few days. We should have more details, maybe some actual blogs with full-on lists and details of various different things. The and more sections, for instance, on the roadmap yet to be fully explained. As anything gets revealed and or announced, you guys know I'm gonna have you covered with all the info right as it surfaces. So be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay in the know, help us get one step closer to 1 million subs as well. And if you enjoyed this video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.